you know it's what I always wanted. Could never have too many things. Well, you quit kicking me under the table. I'm trying, will somebody make us shut up about it? Can we settle down, please?
Shalom, this is your Ark. Y'all is magnified, coming back with another informative video. This video is titled Render Unto Caesar. So with that being said, let's get to it. Oh yeah, but before I move any further, I gotta state for the record that I'm not a lawyer. I do not practice law, and I do not pretend to. All my videos are for informational and educational purposes only. They're all facts and all truth, nothing more, nothing less. Okay, so now that I got that out of the way, again, guys, I titled this video Render Unto Caesar. Okay, the reason I titled this video that because there are guys that believe that the Federal Reserve debt notes are their property. I beg to differ. Why? Because the Federal Reserve debt notes is property of the Federal Reserve Bank and of the United States Corporation. Two corporations that are in contracts with each other, doing business to keep this commerce thing going on. Okay, so now we all know that America is bankrupt. It's a bankrupt corporation, so everything is done by IOUs, which is a Federal Reserve debt note. It's an IOU. Okay, now since it's their property, like I told you guys, they can inflate it, they can deflate it. They can tax you on it if they want to, and they can do what they will with their property. They can print new debt notes if they want, and they can destroy the old ones if they want. Why? Because it's their property. They can just wake up one morning and say that, hey, we are taking all the debt notes out of circulation. We all wake up in the morning and our bank accounts are completely empty. Why? Because it's theirs. They can do what they want with it. We have no say so with that because we did not create it. And plus, when we're dealing in commerce, like I told y'all before, when you was a 14th Amendment slave, you became a United States citizen and you had citizenship status. So if you're riding on the citizenship, then you are dealing in the sea of commerce. Okay? So now, as you guys can see on the screen, this coming out of Mark chapter 12, right? But we're going to pick this up at verse 13. You guys know I like to come out of the scriptures a lot. So now, this scripture is about the Pharisees and the Herodians questioning the Messiah about should they pay taxes or not. Okay? So let's pick this up at verse 13. And it says, and they sent unto him certain of the Pharisees and of the Herodians to catch him in his words. And when they were come, they said unto him, Master, we know that thou art true, and carest for no man, for thou regardest not the person of men, but teachest the way of Elohim in truth. Is it lawful to give tribute to Caesar or not? So now, they know that he's not a respected person. So no matter how powerful Caesar think he is, or he thought he was at that time, the Messiah did not grant him no difference than any other man. We all must abide by the laws of the Most High. No one is different. No man is above the other. We all must do this thing. So now the question was, is it lawful to give tribute to Caesar or not? Tribute in this situation means to pay taxes, okay? So now let's continue. Let's pick this up at verse 15. Shall we give or shall we not give? But he, knowing their hypocrisy, said unto them, Why tempt ye me? Bring me a penny that I may see it. So now he already knew what type of people he was dealing with. He know they're hypocrites. So he basically saying, okay, let's get to the bottom of this. Bring me a penny. So let's pick this up at verse 16. And they bought it. And says unto him, and they bought it, and he says unto them, Who is this image and superscription? And they said unto him, Caesar's. And Yahushua answering said unto them, Render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to Elohim the things that are Elohim's. And they marveled at him. Why would they marvel at him? Because obviously they believed that the coins back then belonged to them. No, it doesn't. Even back in those times, they was taxing people. Why? Because it's their property. They can tax you on it. Like he said, who image and superscription on it? When you look at the Federal Reserve debt notes, who image and superscription on it? He said the Federal Reserves in the United States. It's theirs. They can do what they want with it. They can tax you, and do whatever they feel like, they need to do. So now, let's go to some American money just to see, is it the exact same thing? So let's go there real quick. Okay, so now looking at this dollar, as you can see at the top, very top of it, it states Federal Reserve note, right? Right underneath that, in all caps, it says the United States of America, right? Then it says this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. Okay, and as you guys can see, there's an image on here. Who image is that? That's George Washington, the president of the corporation of the United States. You see? So now, it's their image. It's their image and superscription on it. It belongs to them. It's theirs. It cannot be ours. But not only that, let's go to the Federal Reserve website and let's read something out of there to see if they say the exact same thing. So let's go there. Okay, so as you all can see on the screen, I'm coming from the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System. This website is a good read, for all who want to know the ins and outs of the Federal Reserve and who have power to do what. So now with that being said though, we're going to pick this up at section 16, note issues. 1. Issuance of the Federal Reserve notes. Natures of obligations where redeemable. Federal Reserve notes to be issued at the discretion of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System for the purpose of making advances to the Federal Reserve Bank through the Federal Reserve agents as hereinafter set forth, and for no other purpose are hereby authorized. Then it states right here, guys, it says the said notes shall be obligations of the United States and shall be receivable by all national and member banks and Federal Reserve banks, and for all taxes, customs, and other public dues. They shall be redeemable in lawful money on demand at the Treasury Department of the United States. So now, if the Treasury Department has lawful money, right, that you can go back and redeem your Federal Reserve notes for, then again, they're both in contracts with each other, dealing with this IOU thing, to keep the commerce thing going, to keep the bankruptcy corporation afloat, on the sea of commerce. But let's continue. It says in the city of Washington, District of Columbia, or at any Federal Reserve bank. So again, guys, it's plain to see. It's their property. They can do what they want with it. They can tax you on it. They can inflate it. They can deflate it. They can just get it out of circulation completely and wipe out everybody's accounts if they want to. And just simply state that, hey, the old reserve notes are no good now. Now we got a new system called digital currency, which will wipe out any other, currencies that has nothing to do with like Federal Reserve notes, because they can make it obsolete if they want to. It's their property. So with that being said though, guys, I'm about to go. I got things to get to. So look, if you all need my help, hit me up in my email at y'allismagnified@gmail.com. Make that donation, man. Get that ball rolling. Come over, get this remedy. We all seeking remedy. So with that being said, you all be blessed. Shalom.